The current situation in the Horn of Africa is that we went from a situation where at the peak of the crisis we had a very large number of people in need of assistance. There's been an improvement on the situation, but presently we still have some 9 million people in need of assistance. And unfortunately, the forecast for the incoming season is not looking very good. The data shows that there could be average or below normal rainfall, and therefore we are somehow worried that if households and families are not assisted, that the gains that have been achieved could be compromised. I think the immediate challenges in addressing food security in the region is really to build the level of assets of households to such a level whereby they can cope with the impact of the drought. This is a region where we have recurrent droughts and very unpredictable rainfall, and the livelihoods are very tight, very strictly related to the rainfall patterns. And when we have a good rainfall, the situation of the pasture and the agro-pastoralists improves and it helps the households. But if we don't have, they immediately fall down into a crisis situation because the level of assets is too small. Therefore, we need to implement actions that will build up the level of assets of the population in order to help them cope with the crisis. FAO has been involved in a range of activities. These are mainly arid and semi-arid lands where the majority of the population live from pastoral and agro-pastoral systems. So FAO has been assisting in areas of animal production, specifically in disease control, livestock disease control, on water point rehabilitation because of the drought as well, and also on crop production, supplying some drought-resistant seed varieties, helping with fodder production along riverine areas, promoting some small-scale irrigation, and then activities of coordination as well, just coordinating the partnerships and the partners, the NGOs and all the other development partners in the response to the crisis. There are quite a number of success stories of activities in which FAO has been involved, which are quite good and can be scaled up. Cash for work voucher systems, for instance, productive safety net systems. We have some very good approaches in terms of strengthening farmers' capacities. It's a bit like capacity development activities, such as the use of farmer field schools. This is an approach that FAO has been pioneering and has been doing it with considerable success, and it can work perfectly in pastoral areas as well. It's worked more in agriculture setting, in agro-pastoral areas rather than pastoral. But FAO is now trying to expand this approach into the pastoral areas. It provides for an opportunity to build the capacity and the development. It's a bit development capacity of the communities, which translates also in them doing better their agriculture and their pastoral activities. FAO is working very closely with national governments and also with the IGAD as a regional body. FAO has helped most of the countries in the region in preparing the CADAPs. They are CADAP compacts. These are the Comprehensive Agriculture Development Programs. These programs have blueprints on investment as well, and therefore FAO has been really lending its support to help countries do their policies, their strategies, and even their programming frameworks. And some of the countries have them in place. What needs to happen is the implementation of those programs. We'd like to see donors focusing more on building resilience and long-term development of these communities in the arid lands. There has been for a long time a traditional approach of addressing this crisis through short-term emergency responses once the situation really gets critical. But we would like to see a shift towards more predictable funding resources being allocated for activities that will really build more long-term resilience, so that these communities will be able to cope with the impacts of the droughts. We know because of climate change that the droughts, there will be more droughts. and this is a recurrent situation. But what we need is that the communities have a level of resilience that can get them through a bad season, through a bad agricultural year, or through a drought. Because as it is now, any little change on climate brings people into crisis. And this is something that I think can be avoided.